Now, war has once again erupted, but not on the Korean Peninsula. Actually, this war is happening over on X or Twitter. We also have Infinity Ward letting us actually play part of the Modern Warfare 4 campaign tomorrow before the game releases, something that Call of Duty has never done. I think Infinity Ward knows that it has a lot to prove after Modern Warfare 3. The problem is, while they're trying to rebuild some of that trust with the campaign player, the entire conversation around the beta is already being taken over by SBMM, open matchmaking, and other massive arguments over what Call of Duty multiplayer is supposed to feel like. So tomorrow is a much bigger deal than I originally thought. Early access begins August 21st and runs through August 25th, while the open beta begins August 28th and runs through September 1st. If you have early access, preload is already available, meaning you can have everything ready before the servers go live tomorrow. But to be honest, I still don't have my code and I'm kind of scared, I'm not gonna lie. The beta will allow us to play the campaign mission Entrenched. It will be available directly from the beta menu, meaning millions of people are going to get their first real hands-on experience with the Modern Warfare 4 campaign before the game releases. And I know some people might be saying or wondering why you would waste beta time playing a campaign mission when multiplayer is sitting right there. But honestly, I'm going to be spending the majority of my time on Entrenched, replaying it over and over again. Look, Modern Warfare 3's campaign was bad. It was extremely short. The open combat missions felt like Warzone. I've talked about this for fucking years on the channel. But I still believe that the campaign is one of the most important parts of Call of Duty's identity. I think it's still the most important part in setting the tone for the entire game. And I think letting us play a campaign mission is great. And choosing Entrenched is a good call because it probably won't spoil anything big or major within the storyline. It's not going to spoil anything concerning Price, Valeria, or anyone else. So all in all, I would keep an eye out for Entrenched tomorrow. Play it, enjoy it, talk about it, and show Activision that we still care about the fucking campaign. Now, with the campaign talk out of the way, let's get into the drama going on in the multiplayer side of things. We have to talk about the other war happening because yesterday Call of Duty decided to address the SBMM controversy directly, and somehow their explanation created an even bigger controversy than the matchmaking itself. Call of Duty's official accounts put out an entire series of posts explaining what they've learned from their recent matchmaking experiments and why they're moving forward with this new system for Modern Warfare 4. But here's where things got a little bit crazy. 3 of those posts ended up receiving community notes challenging the way Call of Duty was presenting its own data. So instead of everyone calming down a little bit, Call of Duty poured fucking gasoline on that bitch and everybody went crazy. Now, Activision shared some pretty convincing numbers at first glance. They said that when 80% of players experience open matchmaking compared to standard in Black Ops 7, open resulted in 32.7% higher quit rates, 14.4 fewer kills per minute, 5.3% lower win rates, and almost 60% more players rating their experience as not fun on Nuketown 24/7. Specifically, they said quit rates increased by 141%, with some of their most competitive players apparently leaving 1 out of every 3 matches. So Activision's argument is basically this. Players might say they don't want SBMM, but according to the data, you actually do. Okay, because apparently a huge portion of these players are actually having a worse experience when they get it. The problem is that the community doesn't trust Activision, they don't trust Infinity Ward, and they don't believe them. And this takes us to another conversation, disbanding lobbies. That's a whole other thing that people are really pissed about. Call of Duty explained that around 50% of players leave after the first game anyway, and by the 3rd match, almost none of the original lobby remains. According to them, backfinding those persistent lobbies takes longer, while starting fresh after every match gets players into another game faster and allows matchmaking to prioritize ping. And then that post got community noted as well. It's a very frustrating situation for everybody involved. It's very frustrating for a lot of players. I mean, players are accusing Activision of selectively presenting statistics. Some creators are saying that they're simply done buying the game if the strict SBMM rules return. Now, I will be honest, I do think that sometimes, or maybe a lot of the time, they do show selective stats or sometimes even make up stats. Like, what's to say they don't just say, okay, let's just add up some fucking stats here to calm everybody down and tell them this. Why don't they ever really show us these stats or things like that? But, you know, I don't know. That's not the here nor there. That's just my personal opinion getting into this piece. I apologize for that. Call of Duty clarified that the Modern Warfare 4 beta will use its new matchmaking system, which it says is not simply a return to the tighter matchmaking we've had in recent games. According to them, the connection remains a major priority, and matchmaking is not controlled by one magical SBMM switch. Location, time of day, playlist, platform, crossplay settings, population, and skill all influence how a lobby is created. Now, alongside that system, they're also going to be giving us open matchmaking so they can continue to gather information about both approaches. The problem, once again, though, is trust. Can you really trust them? And when you get on a high horse and start acting greater than thou, then trust becomes really hard. And I say this specifically because there's one last part of this whole situation that I think Call of Duty needs to be really fucking careful with, because the controversy isn't just about the skill-based matchmaking. Some players and creators are getting real fucking pissed about how Call of Duty's own community account is responding to criticism. Call of Duty CM. These motherfuckers right here. These guys right here are supposed to represent Call of Duty Studios community teams. And over the last day, they've been extremely active in these conversations. I mean, they always got some little cocky ass comments, to be honest. I lurk on Twitter. I don't really comment. I don't have a big following there. I don't really say anything ever, but I lurk and I see them always fucking commenting some crazy shit. And the problem is that some of their responses have this real, like, sarcastic, almost cocky tone to it. A lot of people are calling it snarky, and they're doing it at the worst possible time. You have people questioning the matchmaking statistics Call of Duty just released. Multiple official posts getting community notes, creators trying to explain why they don't trust them, why some of this data is being presented isn't right. Meanwhile, the community account is jumping into replies joking about people complaining, telling creators not to be rude to each other, challenging people to a 1v1, and even responding to criticism about the Nuketown statistics with a meme. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do. Like Call of Duty and some of these social accounts, that one in particular, saying like, "Hey, yo, kids, what's good? I'm part of the gang. I'm here. I'm one of you guys. Fuck everybody," right? That's what they're trying to do. But there's a time and place for it. And when your community, when your players are already angry about the SBMM, you're releasing statistics specifically trying to convince people that your new matchmaking is working and that all the other stuff is wrong. And when you get challenged on that, you start replying, being funny, laughing. It's not a good look. Some creators or some fans even might think, "Oh, you're just fucking making fun of me. You don't really care." Other creators have called the community team out directly, arguing that creators that have spent years making real critical videos, providing real legitimate feedback, feel ignored, while other accounts receive responses that are more positive and praise them all the time. The problem isn't that somebody running the Call of Duty account posted a meme. The problem is that they are doing it at the worst possible time. You can't spend years with players complaining about this shit, finally release some massive explanation trying to defend it, and then start being the funny guy when this shit doesn't land well. And interestingly enough, Call of Duty's main account seems to understand that now, because their latest statement, which was only released a few hours ago, said this: "We asked for your feedback and you definitely gave it to us." And they told players to jump into the beta and judge it for themselves. So it seems that all that ha ha ha, that little jokey joke shit went out the window, and they said, "All right, let's stop being fucking stupid and address this in a more professional way." Let's end this with exactly what you need to know about the beta tomorrow. Early access begins tomorrow, August 21st at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and runs until August 25th at 10 a.m. Pacific. If you've digitally pre-ordered Modern Warfare 4 on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, Battle.net, or Xbox on PC, you're automatically registered for early access. If you received a beta code through a participating retailer or another promotion, make sure you've redeemed that code and have everything ready before tomorrow. That's what I had to do because I pre-ordered my game physically, but I still haven't gotten my official code from Call of Duty, so I'm getting a little fucking panicked. Now, preloading is also available right now, so I would absolutely get that download started today instead of waiting for the service to open tomorrow. Now, if you didn't pre-order Modern Warfare 4, don't worry, because you can still play the open beta that begins Friday, August 28th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. The open beta then ends September 1st at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern.